Welcome to my next step on the path as a hobbyist. Today I've decided to make a custom scene for the 42A model I assembled in my first video. I started by cutting out a 1-inch thick 4x4 piece of pink insulation foam and discovered why everyone says to cut it with a hot wire. That's for the next paycheck. Attempting to smooth it out with a lighter seemed like a good idea, but that just made several uneven divots. Using a piece of 120 grit sandpaper, I smoothed out the sides of the platform and roughed out where I wanted everything to go. My original plan was to attach the rock I pulled from an environmental display I had with super glue. Thankfully, I decided to test that on a scrap piece of foam to see if there were any spray paint-like effects. I made a mask. Plan B was some scenic cement I bought with the bushes I would attach later. After roughing the bottom with some sandpaper, I applied a layer on both the bottom and outside of the rock and let it sit overnight. After looking at how flat the scene was going to look with just the rock, I decided to break it up a bit with a footprint from the 42A model. This also helped create the feeling that this was a snapshot in a bigger story. A quick trace, carving with my box cutter because I forgot about my X-Acto knife, and around a sanding later I had my footprint. I decided to give this scene a base coat of pale terracotta to create the feeling of a desert with some dry brushing of brown on both the rock and footprint to add some contrast, and to make it feel a little more realistic. A few bushes were added to add some life to the scene. Then I got a slit for an axe from a Zaku kit that I had to imply that a battle had taken place in the area. Maybe the 42A was the victor in this particular battle or was patrolling the area for potential stragglers. After securing the axe with scenic cement, I attached the 42A with super glue, which I had already retested on a painted piece of scrap, and scenic cement, painted the sides black, and called this scene finished. I'm definitely proud of how this scene came out, but I can see where I should improve for future projects. The overall flatness of the entire scene takes away from how I imagine this scene to be, and the lack of color variety adds to this. Some research into both texture and color are 100% in my future. However, for my first scene, I give myself an A.